back to Less Lethal Contingencies. Alan here. Yeah. So today I'm going to be test firing a first shots video, if you would, of my son's Umarex TR68 after I have installed the tuning barrel and tuning barrel extension. Okay, so we're going to be shooting off. Well, first we're going to test it on CO2, right? We're going to put a 12 gram in the handle. We have the restrictor in here, still in the handle, so we're going to test it first on CO2, and we'll see what feet per second increases we manage to get out of this tuning barrel over the stock. Okay, so I have an Umarex branded 12 gram cartridge right here. Okay, we're going to put that in here, and we're going to put a couple drops or couple dabs, if you would, of the silicone oil on the cartridge, on the tip of the cartridge. Just not a lot, just a little bit. Keep things all lubricated inside. We'll let that run through with the CO2 and keep our O-ring lubricated. All right, that's good and tight. Okay, the current configuration I have it in is we have a ZRAM rear ASA adapter on the back. Okay, and I'm also running an MCS, a small MCS expansion chamber here with a plug on the back from MCS. Okay, so we're going to run that like that with the CO2. In the previous testing I did with this, I think we gained, what, 10 joules just by running it with this expansion in here on CO2. Okay, so and that was with the factory barrel. So we'll see what we get today. I think we ended up with, well, this marker was running about 25 joules. It wasn't perfectly stock. My son bought it from a company that takes a stock marker and then pulls the valve block, takes it apart, takes the valve block out, and they may or may not actually drill the restrictor or install a restrictor with a slightly larger, maybe a 1 millimeter hole in it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know there was no valve block in this. And indeed, when I took it apart to install the rear ASA, the valve block wasn't in there. So I think it started its life as a 7.5 joule, but I could be mistaken. But it is a Gen 2 TR68. So anyways, yeah, so that I installed the barrel on it for him, gifted it to him for his birthday. Since then, he also got a skeletized aluminum grip, one of those Matrix CNC skeletized vertical grip. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Dressing it up pretty nice. We're running a CVLIFE dot optic and also a laser here as well. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to test it out. We're going to be shooting these AR Tactical 10 gram S-type shaped ammunition. Okay, these are a 6.84. So I've already test fitted them in the barrel. They run right through this barrel perfectly. I think this barrel is somewhere around a 6.87. It's a little bigger than 6.86 because I was able to, or maybe it's a 6.86. I was able to get the 6.85 steel ball bearings. I have the big heavy ones that I've been shooting out of my Intrabuster. I was able to roll those easily through the barrel and the tuning extension. So it's somewhere around 6.86, maybe even a little larger. So, which is good because I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna it was gonna be too tight of a bore and not be able to shoot this shaped ammo. So we'll be doing a magazine of 5 of these S-type, and again, these are weighing in. They call them 10 gram, but they weigh in just about 9.9 grams. Okay, we'll do 5 of these on CO2. That's probably all we're gonna get out of the CO2, anyways, and then. I'll pull the restrictor and we'll test it on high pressure air and see what we get with that. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have fun, guys. All right. I know you say, man, this guy's always having fun, right? Oh, what the hell? I'm shooting almost every day. So how can you not have fun? So yeah, we're gonna try that out. Everything looks good with the barrel. I did upload a video on switching out the barrels, so in case that's of help to anybody. Very easy procedure. No problem if you can, if you can handle a small screwdriver and undo some screws. It was pretty straightforward. So yeah, so I think we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and air this up or gas it up, and we'll start off with some 12-gram CO2 testing. See what we can get out of this baby, huh? All right, here we go. All right. Sounded like a good puncture. Actually, I can see the bolts forward a little bit, so it's kind of almost even with that part of the breech there. So it looks good. Hopefully the battery on this laser is good. Okay, seems to be working. All right, so we're going to use my freestanding chrony, since this way I'll be more comfortable shooting. Okay. All right, again, this is an Umarex TR68 2nd gen. Valve block's been deleted. Rear ASA by Z-Ram's been installed with some additional expansion via MCS parts, and a Riot Ball, I believe was the brand, aluminum tuning barrel. Okay, and let's go ahead. I don't think I'm going to need air protection, not at this point. Let's go ahead and get this ready. 10-gram S-type. Just spin the cylinder magazine around, make sure the barrel's still floating. You can see it moving up and down. Nice sound. Okay. I tell you, I love this trigger on this TR68. It's so much better than the TR50's trigger. You get that, you start to pull it, it's nice and light. You hear a little click, and then right after the click, as you're pulling through it, then it shoots, and it's nice and smooth operation, I gotta say. I love this trigger. All right, so we got 5 rounds at a 10 gram. We're gonna go ahead and shoot on CO2, and I'll just be calling out the feet per second, and then I'll update the video as I usually do. All right, here we go. 10-gram ammo. Umarex TR50 with tuning barrel and extension. 12-gram CO2. And here we go. Shaped ammo, 10-gram shaped ammo. Shot 1. 308.2 feet per second. Shot 2. 302.7 feet per second. Shot 3. 290.9 feet per second. Shot 4. 273.9 feet per second. And shot 5, the last one. 272 feet per second even. All right. So that was some pretty good shooting. We'll see what we get for power numbers out of that. Indeed, all 5 shots. Looks good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the restrictor out of the handle so that we can use the CO2 chamber as an expansion chamber as well. This way, when we hook up the bottle and we turn on the bottle for the high pressure air, not only are we going to have this expansion through here into the back of the valve, but we're going to backfill that CO2 chamber, and we're going to use it as a reservoir, right, for some volume, some instant volume. Okay, so easy thing to do with these markers, unlike some of them. This one here is pretty easy. Just as long as you got a big screwdriver, just go down inside there. And just give it a quick little turn. Well, did I miss? Maybe I didn't give it enough of a turn. Okay, here we go. I think I got it that time. And there we go. And then you pull out your restrictor, okay? And then you can put it back and reuse it later when you want to run on CO2. Now, you might be able to get away running CO2 without it, but if it doesn't fart and give you trouble, it's definitely it's going to be powerful the first shot, but you're going to be wasting a lot of CO2. So really, you want this you want some sort of restriction in there on CO2 for efficiency's sake. Okay, and this one here is, you know, this might be the factory restrictor in here. I don't know. It looks tiny. I have no idea what that is, but it doesn't look like a 1 millimeter. It looks smaller than that. Anyways, it's super small. But anyways, don't want to lose that, so I can put that back in. All right, so we have now, you'll see that there is no restrictor in there. We are wide open. Okay, wide open. So now we're going to use this chamber where the CO2 typically would reside. We're going to use it as expansion now. Okay, now when you're shooting a high pressure air on the back of these like this, you have to remember, even though you don't have a CO2 in the handle, you got to make sure with these Umarex quick punctures, you got to push in on it so that it locks closed. Okay, if it doesn't close, then as soon as you turn your bottle on, it's going to come in and go right back out. Okay, all right, so we're going to take the little plug off of the MCS expansion since we're not running CO2, and we are going to, what do we have here, 1050. So I got a 1050 tank here that's really running almost just a little under 1100. It's a real strong tank. Okay, we get that pumped up to pretty much the capacity, just a little under 3000. Okay, we're going to screw that on, and I think this might be the first time I'm testing it on anything greater than 800 psi, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be an interesting test. I imagine we're going to get some good numbers. Okay, see, nice and comfortable with this bottle. Actually, is that my 13 CI? What size is this bottle? I don't. Yeah, I think it is. Because this one here, my other 1100's a 9. Yeah, and that was the second largest, was a 9. Yeah, and then I got an 8 and a 7, and I got another 13, but this 13 over here is 800 psi. Yeah, so this is a 13 CSI. Did I say CSI? I watch too much TV. 13 CI tank. Okay, so it's a 13 CI filled to capacity, 3000 psi capacity, and the regulator, the slide check regulator I have on this is it's a 1050, but it's a little stronger than that, right? Just a little under 1100. All right, we got this closed. We're going to go ahead and air it up now, check it for leaks. There we go. Ooh, nice crisp bolt activation there, man. You heard that. All right. Everything sounds good. Everything sounds really good. All right, so with this one, shooting this kind of pressure, it's going to be loud. So I'm going to put my ear protection on. I probably should have put some more oil in it, but I think we're going to be okay because I did oil it up on that CO2 that I ran through it. But normally I like to put a couple drops in the back of the rear ASA as well, just to keep things lubricated, especially with high pressure air, because it's a very dry air. So, all right, we're aired up. We look good there. We're gonna put some air protection in here, and then we're gonna shoot another another cylinder magazine of 5 of the 10-gram AR Tactical 10-gram shaped ammunition. Again, these are 684 ammunition. All right, so we got, you can see the hollow on the back. So this is the S-type, what AR Tactical calls their S-type, 10-gram. It's kind of a newer product, the 10-gram. They've had the 6 and the 8-gram out for a while in the S-type, but this one here is just maybe a few months old. Iron infused ammo. These things really fly well though. All right. Let's check, rotate the cylinder mag a few times, make sure nothing's hanging up. Sometimes if you get one of the front of the round hangs up a little bit, if it ain't seated all the way into the magazine, that happens, pull it out. Just give it a good push on them. Make sure my barrel's still floating. It looks good. All right. We are aired up on 1050. We have 5 10-gram S-type shape projectiles loaded in the cylinder magazine with testing the new tuning barrel. And yeah, let's see how she runs. This is what she looks like. Nice, comfortable, right? All right, here we go. I'll just be calling out the feet per second. Okay. Okay. Shot 1, 10-gram shaped ammo. 1050 PSI, high pressure air. 406.3 feet per second. Shot 2. 403.1 feet per second. Shot 3. 392.3 feet per second. Shot number 4. 395.2 feet per second. And the last one, shot number 5. 391.9 feet per second. All right. Nice and strong. I know that's going to give us some good numbers. Nice and strong. Oh, yeah. Excited. He's going to love this thing. He's going to love this. All right. Let's de-air it. All right. Let's double check and make sure we don't have anything in here. We'll de-air from here to nothing. So these slide checks do a great job of evacuating the air out. One shot. Beautiful job. All right. Yeah, I'm excited. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. And what do we use for air? Whew, this thing's a freaking air hog, huh? Holy cow. Yeah, because you're filling all that volume's going in here, right? So we used quite a bit. We started off, it was just under 3,000 capacity, right? Because you're only supposed to pump these to 3,000. These are only rated for 3,000. And we're at just a little over, somewhere between just a hair below 1,500 PSI capacity, I'd say. Yeah. So what do we use? Like about 1,500 PSI? So with all this expansion, all this power, driving those heavy 10-gram shaped projectiles, yeah, we're probably, if I had to guess, I would have probably only gotten 2 magazines out of this. And this is a 13 CI tank. So this thing is a beast, right? It's a beast for sure, man. I love it, though. I love it. All right, I'm excited. Cool. All right, so that's going to pretty much complete today's testing of the Umarex TR68. All right, that's a first shots video after adding the tuning barrel, and everything looks good in here. Yeah, barrel's still good. Anything loosen up? I don't think so. Yeah, everything was running good. The gun ran really strong. So yeah, anyways, hey, more to come. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave any comments. Just keep it clean, guys, and appreciate you. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out content almost every day, sometimes a couple times a day. You know, I can't say how long I'm going to be able to keep up with that, but as long as I got stuff to showcase, some new things, yeah, that's what I've been doing. So anyways, yeah, like and subscribe, please do. Anyways, appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace out.